Here's a question from Jason. He wants to change a video that he has, video clip or whatever, from 16 by 9 landscape mode into a portrait mode 9 by 16. But his problem is that when he crops and zooms in, because he wants to focus on a person standing in the middle, he loses a lot of the clarity in the video quality. Let's take a look at things he should consider when doing this. Okay, I have here a couple of images that are landscape and a video clip that's landscape. And so let's just discuss some of the things that affects quality. So first of all, of course, one should consider the quality of the media in the first place. And we can right-click on it. We can check the properties of it. This is just a standard HD resolution. I think these pictures here are somewhat higher resolution. Yeah, this is definitely 4K, if not 5K. And I don't know about this one. Let's see this one here. This one is also... well, it's higher than HD, but it's not quite 4K. So anyway, so we have videos of various quality. Obviously, the more you zoom in on an image, the grainier it's going to get. And if we put it down here in landscape mode, and this doesn't even fill landscape, but then if we try to zoom in on just the person, it's probably going to get a lot grainier, right? So we do that. Well, one would expect it to get grainier. One area to look at is up here. This is one of the older tools for improving editing, that while you're editing, you're not going to be running things at full quality because it's going to cause a lot of lagging and whatever. This was one of the first tools they came up with to editing experience better. It is not what is exported, it's what you see in the editing window. And that, of course, can be adjusted all the way up to full quality or whatever. Now, the second thing that one should consider when zooming in, and that is if you want to see in the editing window the quality. Now, we don't know from Jason's comment whether he's talking about what he's seeing while he's editing or what he's seeing after he renders an export. The other thing to check is in preferences and go over into performance and to check whether a proxy file is created. If a proxy file is created, then the quality of what you're seeing in the preview window is going to be that. So you might have a high quality video or image, and if you turn on create a proxy file anytime that the media is greater than say HD, then a file which is a copy of the original is going to be made. That is the proxy file, and it's going to be made at that lower quality, and it's used only for the editing purposes. It's not used for what is rendered ultimately, but certainly that is a thing to take into consideration. Are you creating a proxy file? Are you judging your quality based on what you're seeing in the editing window? If that bothers you, turn off the creating a proxy. Now, this applies both for videos as well as images or photos. And basically what it says that if you've got something that is 4K quality, turn it into HD. Now, if you have a computer with limited memory capability, you are better off having something in the editing window that is of low quality, as long as you can see what you're editing. So you shouldn't judge what you see in the editing window, what your final product will be. But anyway, these are considerations. If you have the computing power in your computer, turn off the create proxy files and make sure you hit the apply. Now, the next consideration is, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove the effects on here. restore it back to what it was. He said he's aware of how to change the project settings. Let's just look at that. So we're in the landscape mode, and he wants to put it into the portrait mode. But that's not the only thing that you can adjust here. Again, if you have high quality videos that are above the HD level, then go ahead also and change the resolution aspect of it. If it's very high quality, set the resolution to a high quality. I think if you set the resolution to a higher quality than what your original media is, you're going to be doing some interpolation between pixels. It's going to average out things. You don't get pixels where there aren't pixels. But basically, you can set it at a higher resolution here. If your media is at a higher resolution, set the project at that higher resolution. So that is certainly something to consider as well. You don't need to do this cropping on each one of your landscape media. You can right click on the media and you can say crop to fit. Another way that you can do it is, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete this, is to go into your preferences. And in your preferences in editing, I believe it is, there is an option right here. If you scroll down, photo placement, the default setting is fit. Change that basic setting, crop to fit, and let's apply the crop to fit. And so that's our preference. Now I'm going to take this where our image of the person is offset. So most likely when we drop it in here, it's fully sized for the portrait mode. However, what we wanted is off screen. So we could click on the crop tool and we can adjust it and just make it apply over there. If your person is in the video clip, then maybe you don't have to move that person. Now here we did not get the crop to fit option. I don't know why. So let's just delete that. And let's verify that I actually hit the save. Maybe I didn't do that. Yeah, crop to fit. Maybe I didn't hit the apply. I don't know. I'm going to try this one more time. And I can see that it indeed did not crop to fit. But I can still right click on it and I should be able to do crop to fit. There we go. I'm going to have to use the cropping tool to move the mask over to cover the person. Again, these aren't issues that deal with the quality or clarity of what we're looking at, but these are just things to take into consideration. So I don't see a big loss in data here, but we did change our project to a high resolution. Now the thing also is you can potentially have a lower resolution here, but then of course when you go to export, you can change the resolution. And the things that you'd want to change on here in order to make it better is first of all, here in the, it says match project settings. If you develop your project in HD, you can change it here to high resolution. Actually, I think this is a custom setting that I made myself. You can do a custom setting and then you can save it, and then the next time you want to have something at that resolution, then you just choose it. So don't expect to see a 4K res tool there. And what you would do is you would click custom and you change the resolution to whatever it is that you want that custom resolution. I think there must be a place to save it as a preset. Maybe it's under the advanced mode. Yes, here, save the preset. So now we have this custom resolution that I've set right here. So this is 1 bit or 1 piece. And if you are, and what's the encoder that we're using here? This is a higher resolution than H264 video type. The other thing that you can do in order to change the resolution or have a higher resolution on export is to change the bit rate. And you will notice down here that the size of the file will get much higher. But anyway, we now have a higher, a larger file size. We can change the resolution over here as well. And let's go back to the H64 here, because I thought there was, I guess it's just this. But anyway, you can change your resolution here, and you could presumably get something of a higher quality. So anyway, look at your encoders. I think this is a better encoder for that, but H.264 is more generally accepted, as is MPG4. They used to have this stuff here, the actual, I guess they still have the resolution here. So you can change that, which is kind of the same thing what you do in the advanced mode. I think the benefit of the advanced mode is just that you can save the preset. But just be advised that if you do these things, take a look at your file size. You can see here now, even though we have it at a very high resolution, high compression and everything, this is a very small file size. So there's going to be less data in the file, so that therefore you're going to lose clarity on it. So these are the options that you have for creating your various output at higher resolutions. If you do choose one of these other types here, this is also going to change the file format. Well, I guess not. This is MP4. We got we got a bunch of other formats here. Now we still have an MP4, but this is the encoder. So whatever device you're playing it back on, it may not be able to play that. So that's another consideration that you need to have. But anyway, those are the types of places that you should look for to improve the resolution of what you have. But ultimately, you can't improve it over what you have in the image. What you can do is you can use AI, but you have to have a subscription, whether it be here in Filmora or externally, where you can submit your video clip and you can improve the resolution with artificial intelligence. But that would be kind of a post-processing, or you would do it pre-processing before you import it into Filmora. So basically that is what you need to do.